popolazione considera questa come la propria corsa e vuole viverla intensamente, cominciando dalla preparazione.
Thank you for being here with us. Let's start this week. It's the Miglia week. It's a week of great passion for this event, which every year has wonderful novelties, which makes it unique and extraordinary. From the sporting event, there's this huge curiosity if Andrea Vesco will be able to do the triplet, seeing that he's won the previous two. There are many people coming back. For example, there's Trofeo Guri from tonight. There's the confirmation of the charity event and the whole gathering of the money. There's the manifestation that's all collateral. There's the competition and its usual passages and the iconic ways, and usually some new important ways. So, of course, organizers will tell us there is a new word, which we will tell for the mayor, Emilio Del Bono.
Good morning. Well, it's good. We are back after 2 very complicated years. It's true that Miglia never stopped, but it was strongly conditioned in 2020 and 2021 by the limitations, the restrictions, the very strong, strict restrictions, which obviously limited, not excluded, but limited the amount of people, the public that could have come to see Miglia, and which Miglia is used to having, because the people are interested, people love to come and see these wonderful historic classic cars, the whole environment, the whole mood that is created around Miglia. And this year we are back in full force, starting from our city, starting from this evening. There's the Baratti Trophy, and then also the actual race starting. But it is for us a very big feast, a celebration. For Brescia, it's very, very big pride for the identity of the city, as we've said in many occasions, with the president of ACI and the CEO of and the president of Miglia, because Miglia is connected to our history, it's connected to our production, to our supply chain, the car manufacturing, the creativity of genius and beauty of the places that will be crossed, starting from already our areas, starting from obviously the beauty of Italy, but also we pass through our province and we go through our city and we come back to our province and our city and going through Italy. Of course, it is an important thing for Italy. Also because this year I'm also going to be doing a bit of the route, because from Rome up back to Brescia I will be accompanied by the mayor of Brescia, of Bergamo, Giorgio Gori, with the aim to tell everybody and prepare everyone for the upcoming event together with Miglia, which will be one of the protagonists of the culture, the capital culture, which is going to be Bergamo, Brescia, the capital of culture 2023. So it's very interesting this year also to see for you and for all of us the approach, the reaction of the citizens after 2 very complicated years. I'm sure Brescia will answer perfectly, will always, as it has always responded to this kind of to the citizens, to the economy. In these days, there isn't a free day. There isn't a free day in any hotel, any B&B, because of all the importance, the richness of this kind of race for our city, for our territory. And we want to continue as co-protagonists because Miglia belongs to the city of Brescia. It belongs to our economy, our community. And we have worked together to eradicate, to make our roots stable in the city. And now it's something that cannot be put into discussion with Archie. We've been working for a while. So also from the other side, there must be a link, an affectionate link with the people. Miglia is not just a race of just for few people. It is a great celebration for all the people. We've always imagined it this way, together with the organizers, and we have always thought that.
Thank you very much, Mayor Emilio Del Bono, who gave us a big news, which we will develop in a while, because he's also going to participate. I'd like to greet everybody in streaming. I'm also greeting Middleburg and Virginia, who are partners of Miglia, regarding the warm-up. Salute and greet everybody who is represented here today, especially with the force of order, the police. And I give now the word to the other head, the President Aldo Boni. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you. It's 10 years that we've had this idea to do Miglia SRL, and the result is in the eyes of everybody. We've organized and fixed up the financial situation, and I'd like to also thank Chopard, who has allowed us to develop this. I'd like to really thank you. Regarding also the future, with the commune of Brescia, the municipality of Brescia, as the mayor has just said, the province, the region, the Museum of Miglia, the Club of Mazzotti and the ACI, and of course, Automobile Club of Brescia, there will be the foundation that will be made by the end of the year. This means that it will change completely Miglia for the town, and Miglia will become freer and stronger for the future. Today, Miglia is not only a race, an automobile race, but it's also something extraordinary. There will be many other races because, of course, we will continue to do Miglia, but we'll do many other races to make it more important and to make the name Miglia more important. It will be an icon in the whole world, and the great advantage of Brescia and Italy is that it will be recognized in the whole world as it is already in the part now, but it will become greater. I believe that transporting the industry of Brescia and the Automobile Club and to transport all this is great. I think that Miglia must do. Miglia exists because of the race. I thank also the police that allow us to continue to do this with great satisfaction. And it allows us to bring Miglia throughout the whole world, whole of Italy. And I think that this year there will be a great presence of people along the route, because Miglia isn't only automobiles, but it's also something that the people need, and we need to show that we love Miglia. We love cars, and most of all, we love Italy and the competition. I think this is what we should wish to all. Thank you very much, President. Thank you, President. President Bonomi explained that it's also a competition, it's also a race, but not only a race. I think that it is, but I'm asking now the Mayor of Brescia, a big cultural link, because it makes everybody understand the culture. It's not only something that you can see on the dépliant, on the history books, but it makes it live this kind of the situation. As Emilio Del Bono said in his introduction, which is something he's going to do as well, which I'm going to do now. We're going to connect now with Skype, the mayor of Giorgio Gori. I would like to say hello to you, Mayor.
Good morning. Good morning.
The question immediately is who's going to be driving of the two mayors?
I'm going to drive.
Okay. Okay, so we have a driver and a co-driver.
Hopefully you'll drive well.
We hope
he'll be the
well.
navigator. But I'll be driving.
I'll be done.
So it will be a couple that will have the aim to, as I'm speaking about the Mayor of Brescia, to bring a message, to bring the message of Bergamo, Brescia, capital culture 2023.
Yes, because the culture is important. I think that if we have arrived at this level that we arrived at in our country, according to design and production and motorization, it's very important also creativity. Tendentially, we link culture to the great monuments, to big buildings and squares, but culture in making, the culture in producing, culture in design and in creativity is daughters and children of traditions. So it's very important. We need years and years to be able to express oneself in the way we are doing in our country. So when you speak of Miglia, it's not just forcing yourself to think of children of Italian tradition. It really is the children of Italian tradition, so much so that over and above the race, of course, there's winners and it's a competition, yes, but the most fascinating part of Miglia comes from the capacity to attract many people who are in love and fascinated by cars, and by the cars and their colors and also the way the drivers dress. So this is very, very important, and it's very much a costume. The costume isn't just a secondary situation, it's actually part of our heritage, and it's of our way we've come through. It's not improvised. The fascination of Miglia and its force isn't something improvised. It's something studied. It's been studied through our town and through our land. So to associate Miglia with the culture of the head of culture is very important. It's very, very important that we communicate outside what we are, outside the beauty of our country, but it's also very important that we show how we live. The quality of life in our country is very important, and our lands show that it's absolutely important to show the name Brescia Bergamo culture all over the world.
We will take this name around, says Mayor Gori, but also a message. What type of message will you be giving on your return?
The message that Brescia and Bergamo are going to express is their being. Next year, they're going to be the capital of culture, and this is a very big, important message of starting again and Greek growth, because we've suffered so much in 2020. COVID was really the base of our problems. And so I think that the two towns have shown a great demonstration of how to resist in such a difficult time, and also to relaunch themselves, with something like Miglia. So we'll have a splendid Mercedes, new, not an old car, not a historical car, an SL-AMG GLE 53. I've never even heard about it, but I know that it does 250 kilometers an hour, and from 0 to 100 in 5 seconds, 0.3. And so I'm just telling my navigator so he can prepare himself. Of course, we won't go at that.
You will not be going at that speed. Obviously, you will not take full advantage of the characteristics.
I promise Miglia that I'll be very, very careful. But the car is completely put. It's got griefs of Bergamo and Brescia 2023. So we'll be like mayors, simple mayors, going through the towns, for our towns, and we'll try also to meet our colleagues, and we'll try to show them and warn them that we're being in the area, that we are passing through, and we want to meet them and show that we'll be passing through their towns.
So now, this definition of mayor, sandwich mayors, is actually also very American. Also because we have American guests from Virginia. Have a good trip, Mayor Gori. Have a good trip, Mayor Del Bono, and be good messengers around the country. Thank you, Giorgio Gori. Have a good trip. We will be expecting you, obviously, in Viale Venezia on Saturday, together with Emilio Del Bono, who is confirming to us that he will not be a problem to be a co-driver.
maybe according to the way he drives, we can also, maybe sometimes I can drive.
Okay. Important thing is that you always agree with each other. Thank you very much, Giorgio Gori. Among the new things, even if there was this new thing given with Coppa delle Alpi, now we are very interested and very happy to tell everyone that there is the new president of Miglia, Beatrice Sautini.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's my first Miglia as president, and so it's important, and this organizational role that I have, already Cavaliere Bonomi and Emilio Del Pono have underlined how Miglia is not only a race, but is also a platform, a moment, an emotion, a great feeling. And it's a situation that is produced and communicates and handles events and emotions. So let's not go back on this whole subject, but just remember, let's remember what are the numbers. What's the idea of Miglia 22? And that is now representing the future and the start again. This year we have 425 cars, historical cars, of which 11 are military. We have, or we celebrate, as usual, the winning of the start, historical OM Miglia historical, 665 Superba OM. And then afterwards we have the 75th anniversary of Oscar and the 70 years of Oscar, and there will be the Oscar cars. All the cars are certified, original, and their origin is on the register of Miglia. And so of these cars, 71 are specimens which have taken place in the historical race of 1927 to 1957. The house the curiosity is that the most represented is Alfa Romeo, which has 50 cars. So we have 27 nations, and this is the big group of the cars of Miglia, of which the Ferrari Tribute, which has 111 cars, Miglia Green, which has a new start to testing of 8 cars and the 12 cars of the experience. This is all. This is the whole convoy that will go through Italy to be able to embrace and to value and to make known our wonderful land, and this will make us embrace the public that should come out. Hopefully will be a lot, and will be able to come out and greet us all and to enjoy this whole manifestation. And as it was, as Enzo Ferrari said, the most beautiful race in the world. This is the most beautiful Brescian world, but it also shows how beautiful Italy is and the creativity and how we all want to start again, to produce again. And this will show through, be seen through the route. Thank you, President. Thank you, President. Thank you for Enzo Ferrari, the most beautiful race in the world. There's always a motto, and it's crossing the future in the past. And Alberto Piantoni, the CEO of SRL, Miglia SRL, well done. Welcome, welcome, Mr. Piantoni. Today, Alberto, he will show a new motto of Miglia 2022.
Yes, let's say that in a sense it was called a way of living, because Miglia represents, starting from its origin, from the race, that brought together, that put values all over the place, all over Italy. They said that the boldness of those drivers, they can now be transported and translated into a thought. So the technological progress that happened during the Miglia is what helped us to face the challenges, but also the organization of Miglia. A way of living today has a meaning. If we have a quick account from February 2022 until June 2023, we're going to have 12 events organized by Miglia. From the Miglia Green, the experience, the warm-ups, to many things that we're going to be doing in around the world. So if we consider also the sub-events, we have almost an event every month. This allows us not only to tell the world what our brand is, but it also to say the responsibility that we all have, responsibility not to betray the promises that are within Miglia. Not to betray the promises means to take care of the cars that are works of art, works of design, to take care of the communities where we will pass through, and also to take care of the vision of the future. The future, also for the events that we are going through, that we're experiencing in these past years, will be something that will need a lot of courage to go through. And Miglia can do its part. This boldness of these drivers, we can also transform them into a boldness of a thought which goes beyond everything. This is definitely one point. The other theme, which is very important, is that we are not, us of Miglia, are not only Miglia. In 2016, we decided, we invented a slogan called We Together, and it is still valid. It means our organization, means the police that support us, all of us, mean that our partners, and also involves the people along the roads, because those people that we find on the roads that are all over the world look at us and look at the responsibility that we have to be at where we can face what we have said, not only for the style, but for what we have promised. So I believe this is our task. Respect the past, make our reputation grow, because we are a brand, and brands live with a reputation, crossing the future, being global, being inclusive, being also self-ironic. We don't have to take ourselves too seriously. We are something that is important, but also my colleagues show me this every day. They just work every day. They worked until 1 o'clock this morning. This is the example of our territory. To be from Brescia doesn't mean only to be a bit hard-headed, but also to be hard-working people. And this is something that, this is the sense of a way of living, the sense of what we're doing. Starting an event and putting an event all over pulling an event towards a brand which is not in something that you can see, but it's also something that's intimate. It's something that has to do with all of us. And all of us are called to put a bit of ourselves into this brand. So this is the challenge of Miglia. A challenge which makes us climb walls, climb mountains, but not always. We have to climb mountains, we have to see what's on the other side.
Thank you, Alberto. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Alberto Piantoni. He gave us this beautiful vision, philosophical vision, and also with the citation of the new motto of Miglia. Now is the time of the father of the race, Giuseppe Cherubini. Please applaud him, because also this year, dear Giuseppe, you have given us a wonderful route, but I would like to also ask you how it will be the sky, beautiful green, blue sky, and what is it? Miglia, other than the police that follow us all over and also are also in the convoy, because we'll have some historical cars of the police with the Carabinieri and the fiscal guards. This year we want to underline the link with the aeronautics, the Air Force. After the Italian anthem, there'll be the Gedi Tornado. It's 40 years that took off, if I can say it like that, and we want to underline, then say thank you, that of the 8th of September there will be an event to remember this. Miglia SRL in these 10 years have touched 850 municipalities, more than 10% of Italian municipalities. This shows just how important it is to show how beautiful our country is. And this beautifulness you can see in also the eyes of our participants when they come back on the ramp and they say, yes, you're right. It is the most beautiful race in the world, in the most beautiful country in the world. We start on the 15th of June at 13:30 from Brescia. We go to Salò, all the Val Telesi, Desenzano, Sirmione, Peschiera, the Sigurtà Park, Mantova, and before we stop, we'll do some trials to arrive in Ferrara. We will have dinner. And then we'll stop in Cervia, Milano Marittima. In the second leg, we will start for the first time, we'll go to Forlì, then we'll go to San Marino, and then Urbino. We pass through Gubbio, Passignano sul Trasimeno, where we will stop to have lunch, the Autodromo of Umbria, Norcia dell'Umbria, sorry, and then you pass Monza in the fourth leg. I wanted to say we will do that for the 100 years of the Autodrome, because last year we went to the Autodrome, but for the 100 years of the Grand Prix of Italy, which was born in Brescia. Then the Brescians argued, didn't know where to do it, so that Milanese were a little bit stronger. They decided to do it in Monza. So we go to Passignano, we go to Umbria, we go to Norcia to remember of the earthquake which was hit, and then Rieti, Terni, and we stop in the second leg in Villa Borghese, Roma. After that, they will all drive in Via Veneto and go throughout the town. We leave the next day and we go to Ronciglione, Marta, Valdorcia, and we'll stop and park our cars in the Piazza del Campo in Siena, where we'll have lunch, and then we'll go to San Miniato, Poggibonsi, Fontedera, Cascina, where we'll have some more trials in the center of the town, and then we'll go to Viareggio Sarzana, going through the Passo della Cisa, one of the most historical ones of Miglia, to arrive in Parma, to stop the third leg in Parma. Parma, Varano de Melegri, also the Autodrome, to go through Salso Maggiore, to arrive for the first time in Stradella in Pavia, go through the Autodrome of Monza, Bergamo, in preparation for the 2023 Chiari, Travagliato, to come back to Brescia after 150 race, after 100 trials. The most important thing is that our participants always say it's not important where we are in the classification. The most important thing is that we see you again next year.
Thank you very much, Giuseppe. Thank you, Giuseppe. Thank you very much. Thank you, Giuseppe Cherubini, who has really made us dream with this voyage through Italy. Also because Mayor Bonomi said how important it is to be part of Miglia. It's also very important to be a partner of Miglia. And this is where one of the most important partners is Chopard. I invite Simona Zito. This is a way to thank to all the companies that are with us. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. First of all, I would like to thank Mayor Del Bono from Brescia, ACI Brescia and Miglia for the organization of this beautiful event. This is 35 years that we have been together. It is a very, very long-awaited moment, something that is becoming and has become international. an event that is awaited for all over the world. In a very important city like Brescia, which is such a lively city full of people, as the mayor said. And this, I must say, is a very big pride for us and gives us a lot of opportunity for our area. Chopard, yes, has now been with us for 35 years with Miglia. All started with a passion with classic cars, also the passion for Miglia of our vice president, Karl Friedrich Schäufer, who will be driving a Mercedes 300 SL of 1955, which is the same car that he participated in the first Miglia together with Mix in 1989. Schäufer will be driving with Caroline Marie, his daughter, a very young girl, which is also to show that Miglia is and must also be an event for young people. And Jackie X will be with us. Jackie X is a member of the family of the Schäufer and Chopard family. And he will be with us at the village of Miglia on Wednesday, on 15th of June, from 10 to 12, to sign autographs and give interviews. We all wait for you to come and see Jackie X. Thank you very much. Have a good Miglia and see you soon.
Thank you. Thank you, Simona Zito, also for the opportunity to make us to speak to an icon like Jackie X. So we'd like to greet BPER, a very important sponsor, partner, very important partner of Miglia, and I'd like to invite Maurizio Veggio, responsible territorial Lombardia Est and Triveneto. Welcome back. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon to everybody. We are very, very happy for the first time as BPER to accompany Miglia. BPER reminds us that it has the cars in its DNA. For who doesn't know, the headquarters is in Modena. Modena is the headquarters of the Motor Valley, where most of the important cars have been created. Some of these cars are the ones that participate in Miglia. And Brescia is a town of cars. It has it, as said the mayor and other hosts said so. We don't have a production imprinted here. But most of all, Brescia is Miglia. It's the most beautiful region in the world. So this marriage, as we had, had to be done. So I like to think, as the mayor said, and I'm repeating myself and repeating what he's saying, I'd like to think that this could be that we could contribute with a way to divulge the beautiful towns and cities that we're going to go through, and through all the stories of people who will be taking place. We can divulge how beautiful our country is, our territory. And this for me is very, very important. As Cavaliere Bonomi was saying, it's very important that we also share a return, a really great return to the social world, which for 2 years we have not been able to do. And I really think we will have a lot of people in the street, as Cavaliere Bonomi said. I think there will be many people in the street who will come in to greet us, to greet Miglia. And then just one last thought. I think that in the famous marriage, it's also very important is that people wants to show to the Brescian people and its town. This is very important. Thank you. Thank you, Maurizio. Thank you, Maurizio Veggio. Now, the great tradition that is formed in Miglia, there is a new partnership just arrived, and that we hope will become a long and rich, satisfying. We've already spoken about it. Saltini already spoke about the 75 years of Oscar. We spoke about Motor Valley, we spoke about traditions, we've spoken about great families and great brands, international brands, but the one that is represented by somebody. I'm inviting Fabia Maserati. With a great applause, Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everybody. I'm very, very honored to be here today to celebrate the 75 years of the foundation, of the establishment of the Oscar car manufacturing. It was founded by my Ernesto and Ettore Maserati and Bindo. This started with the roots started with the motoring and have really contributed to making the automobile sector very, very important in Italy and the world. The oldest brother, Carlo, in 1990, at the age of 18, started a company, made this machine, made this car, which made them be able to win a lot of races. But unfortunately, he died when he was 20. Alfieri managed to make this company what it is today. In 1914, he founded the Alfieri Maserati company in Bologna. Right after the war, this company managed to make cars which started to show how imprintable. Unfortunately, he died when he was 40 years old. Alfieri died being operated on. Mario instead became an important painter, and he's the one who made the logo. The company was continued by the brothers Bindo, Ernesto, and Ettore. My grandfather Ernesto, who was very creative, who was also a driver, and he won Grand Prix. He designed and made another car, cars which are really incredible, together with his brothers. This is the car that Nuvolari managed to win the races, and then started this big tradition of incredible cars that have made the Maseratis what they are today after the war. In 1937, Ettore and Ernesto Bindo Maserati sold their company to the Orsi family. In 1947, they started a company called Officine Specializzate Costruzioni Automobili for small cylinder cars. This is how Oscar was invented. It is a company that was specialized in cars in Bologna. They are very important for the technical competence and skills that these brothers had, and this allowed them to design cars which managed to beat all kinds of speeds. The Barchetta MT4 was made in 1948, which won the Grand Prix of Naples, driven by Miglia Nesolesi. After this, there was the very important Targa Florio win, and in the drivers who drove, we can also say Maria Teresa De Filippis, Giulio Cavanca, and Mr. Fiotti. Afterwards, there were cylinders which were made up very important cars of very big cylinders with kinds. And then there were these cars that were all invented during the 75 years of this company. Ambition to start and to be part of the Miglia brought to the birth of the MT4, which is something that was invented for this particular kind of car. Now Stirling Moss won the prestigious race. Then the Maserati brothers, who were very old, decided to sell their Oscar and Augusta shares, and unfortunately it closed in 1977. I would like to tell everybody about my father, Mr. Alfieri. My father, who died this year, wanted to continue his father's tradition and his brothers, thanks also to his incredible skills of engineering and mechanics. I would like to thank all the authorities here today, the organizers of Miglia, President Sautini for this beautiful celebration. And I would like to thank you for remembering Oscar, the Maserati brothers, and their history.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for this lovely travel through history of Oscar, of Maserati, of a family, of a great passion. This is the time that we have to say goodbye, to thank you all very much. Thanks all who spoke, to the people on the ramps. Let Miglia always continue with this lightheartedness that Dr. Pantoni said. It's a wonderful week. It's starting tonight with the trophy Gaburi, and it will continue till Saturday. Have a wonderful Miglia to everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you.
La popolazione considera questa come la propria corsa e vuole viverla intensamente, cominciando dalla preparazione.
Facciamo qua tutto?